Yo, yo, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, and we back at it with another live stream, live and direct, on the ground, boots to the ground. B Marsh Boxing, we here, man. I ain't uptown today, I'm in Chinatown. Yeah. So you see the title, man. The WBC and the WBO, they've ordered two very important fights, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Two crucial fights. You know what I mean? Yes, indeed. We'll start off with Callum Smith. Callum Smith, the WBA and Ring Magazine champion, and he holds some kind of WBC minor title. You know what I mean? Don't get me started what it is. I believe that's a title he got after he beat Enrico Colin in the World Boxing Super Series tournament. You know what I'm saying? Callum Smith has been ordered to fight the winner of Avni Yildirim, the guy from Turkey, who has two losses on his resume. Two losses, one by knockout to Chris Eubank Jr., I believe in the World Boxing Super Series tournament as well. And what's his name? He lost, to me, controversial decision, bad stoppage in my opinion, versus, what's that fella's name? The Dog Durrell, Anthony the Dog Durrell, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, the Dog Durrell lost his world title to David Benavidez, who is now a two-time WBC, two-time super middleweight champion, you know what I mean? Yes, indeed. So with Avni Yildirim getting a raw deal in that fight versus the Dog Durrell, he gets an opportunity. He is the mandatory to face the man David Benavidez, and that has already been ordered. That's definitely going to happen next for both fighters. So the WBC have taken one step forward to announce that Callum Smith, after coming off this tough fight he had with John Ryder, he is now going to be the mandatory and await the winner. He's going to face the winner of Avni Yildirim versus Callum Smith. Excuse me, the Dog Durrell. I'm bugging, not the Dog Durrell. David Benavidez versus Avni Yildirim. I'm looking forward to that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely looking forward to that. Actually looking forward to Avni Yildirim versus David Benavidez. I'm edging and favoring the man David Benavidez to win that fight. But Callum Smith is trying to unify, and it'll be a good look if them fellas got two straps, you know what I mean? Or is at least attempting to unify. And that's what I'm all about, unifications, undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, facing mandatories too, but mandatories shouldn't proceed over unifications and or undisputed fights. You know what I mean? So the second fight that's been ordered.
You down there on that end, right? On this end? I got it.
The second fight that's been ordered by the WBO is Patrick Teixeira. I believe Patrick Teixeira got over 30 wins and one loss. That one loss was a mean, devastating left hook knockout by Curtis Stevens, you know what I mean? So Patrick Teixeira is a Golden Boy guy. Actually, he fought the guy, Carlos Adames, a guy from the Dominican Republic, if I am mistaken. They fought last weekend in a very gruesome fight. A lot of blood, a lot of action. Very good fight. I enjoyed it for sure, you know what I mean? So apparently that fight was for the WBO because Patrick Teixeira was the interim WBO light middleweight champion. Apparently, what's that guy? Jaime Munguia, he dropped his WBO light heavyweight title to move up in weight to go campaign in the middleweight division. And with that being said, Patrick Teixeira was elevated to not mandatory. He was elevated to full champion after beating Carlos Adames, which is all well and fine. I have no qualms with that one bit because the WBO have ordered Brian Castano, man from Argentina, who I believe has one loss on his resume. He's going to be facing, Brian Castano will be facing Patrick Teixeira, the WBO. That little mama got a fatty blood. Yeah. He been ordered to face Patrick Teixeira versus Brian Castano. I'm looking forward to that fight as well. Now, the WBO apparently were approached by a man by the name of Sean Gibbons. I don't know who he is, but apparently he is a guy who has some kind of pull in the boxing game, and he's associated with the PBC and TGB, Tom Brown Promotions. Okay, yeah. So apparently, this guy Sean Gibbons, courtesy of the PBC and TGB, Tom Brown Promotions, they requested that the WBO order this fight for Brian Castano versus Patrick Teixeira. Now, I'm not too sure if Brian Castano is a PBC fighter, but what I do know is this year I've seen him only on PBC. You know what I mean? His first time fighting in America, he came and fought the man Erislandy Lara. You know what I'm saying? What y'all know about them kicks right there, boy? What y'all know about them old pennies, man? Air ups. I bust out some 1994 kicks. Some of y'all probably listening to me weren't even born in 1994. But it's all good, man. I respect everybody, no matter what age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, Brian Castano. Like I said, I don't know if he's managed by Al Heyman, if he's a PBC fighter. But what I do know is I seen him fight Erislandy Lara this year. I had that fight a draw, and that's what it was actually called. I thought that was a correct scorecard and the correct decision. And then he fought Wale Amatosa not too long ago on PBC and beat the heck up out of him. You know what I mean? Gave him that work after Wale Amatosa came off a devastating beatdown of Curtis Stevens, who moved down from 160 pounds middleweight to a junior middleweight. Okay. Yeah. So Brian Castano's getting an opportunity which he's very thrilled and delighted of, and I'm happy to see him now try to challenge for a real world title, because the whole time Brian Castano has had a WBA regular title after them fights that he his name. With that being said, Brian Castano gets an opportunity. Like I said, he's thrilled and delighted, and I do expect him to get through that one. I'm favoring Brian Castano to beat Patrick Teixeira. You know what I mean? Nothing against Patrick Teixeira, but Patrick Teixeira, that fight versus Carlos Adames is still a controversial fight. You know what I mean? No problem. A very entertaining fight, but controversial nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? So the WBC and WBO, one thing for sure, two things for certain, they're ordering some fights I like, and I can dig it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Might pull a slick joint. Yes. Thank you, young lady. Thank you, little mama. But yeah, man, I'm about happy that the WBC, WBA and WBO have ordered these fights. And like I said, Brian Castano, I've only seen him on PBC this year. A lot of people have said that the PBC have denounced the WBO title. I already told you that big heavyweight Cuban guy, I think his name is Frank Garcia from Cuba. Anytime I've seen him, and I've only seen him on American TV, on PBC fights, and he's in the WBO rankings with his WBO patch on his trunks. Okay? So I don't know how far, what people mean by the PBC denouncing the WBO. I never heard an official statement that they have, you know. But what I do know is the WBO have done fighters dirty, like Austin Trout, who's currently still in a lawsuit trying to sue the WBO for taking him out the rankings after Bubu Andrade got stripped of his WBO title. What's his name was next up in line? Austin Trout. But instead, they took him out the rankings altogether, and they made a fight between that guy named John Thompson versus Liam Smith. Doesn't matter who was in that fight. One thing I do know is that it should have been Austin, either one of them. You know what I mean? And I'm sure the WBO don't take kindly to being sued by Austin Trout, who is a PBC fighter. The WBO stripped the man Floyd Mayweather out of nowhere after Floyd Mayweather beat Manny Pacquiao for his WBO title. You know what I mean? You check it. Floyd wasn't happy about that. That was definitely a wrongdoing on the WBO's part. And I've heard that the WBO, I'm not too positive if they did, but they were willing to testify somehow, some way, in collaboration with Top Rank and Bob Arum to testify against the PBC and Al Heyman, when then Bob Arum, Top Rank, filed a lawsuit against the PBC, which he didn't win, but they settled out of court. So who knows what that could have been, what they settled for, you know what I mean? But I don't know if the WBO president did get on the stand or whatever, but I could see how the PBC wouldn't take kindly to those type of theatrics by the WBO. But there you have it, man. B-Marsh Boxing, about to hop on this train. It's rush hour. Handle my business today. I'm done for the day, man. B-Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comment. What the deal? Anthony Purvis, what's up with you, dogs? He's in the chat, says, good fight, man. Benavidez versus Smith. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to even seeing Benavidez versus Yildirim. You know, Yildirim was, he gave a tough account of himself versus the dog Darrell, you know what I mean? So, I'm definitely interested in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Let me have a seat right quick, man, because this gym about to get jam-packed. Yeah, so definitely, I like those fights. I definitely do. I'm happy Castano especially, you know. Castano is a very good fighter in my opinion, you know what I mean? Guy's only 15 or 16-1, matter of fact, 16-1. Only one loss, but this guy's ready for world-class opposition. He been talking about he wanted guys like Hurd when Hurd had that WBO strap. He said he wanted guys like what's his name? J. Rock Williams, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do, man, especially versus Patrick Teixeira, who came off a very a controversial fight, but a fight that he wasn't supposed to win, but he came out on top with the WBO belt, you know what I mean? So we shall see. B-Marsh Boxing, big ups to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all hitting that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please share and subscribe. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next video. And I'm Ghost. Peace.